try and make a video about workshops, how diverse the costs can be. Now we had a truck here that get into a wreck in the winter time. Guy slid down the off ramp and bumped into the back of a reefer at 8 miles an hour. Fiberglass hood mating up against a steel reefer. You know, that just ripped the corner of that hood. So we put that truck in to get repaired, and did all that. But when we picked it up, it was in the winter time. Nobody thought to check whether the air conditioner was working. It was repaired in Nebraska. Still too cool for the air conditioning. And when we got to Idaho, sunny Idaho, we put a driver in it and he sent him down to Florida. As soon as he gets down to Florida, he realises it's too hot. Needs AC. AC's not working. Alright, okay. Problem number one. The other problem was the starter motor was a little bit temperamental. It wouldn't start sometimes, and turn the key a few times, then it would engage the starter. So that was the two problems. The guys in Orlando, he's persevered with it to get the load off, and we try to get it into a shop. Put it into a shop down there, Freightliner dealer. Can't remember the name of it. And you always get somebody on the reception. You don't always. A lot of times you do, who doesn't have any clue of the value of money. They just treat these numbers like numbers. Well, that's how much we charge. So we put it in there to get fixed. To diagnose it, they said, the guy was getting sleepy and the whole safety thing. And he said, they told us, it's $390 to diagnose each problem. I thought, oh, that's a freaking lot of money. So, but try and be right, try and know of any bigger problems. We put it in to get it diagnosed, and they told us what the bill was. I ain't making this up. To do all that, and the driver said casually, could you throw some wipers on it too when it's in there? The wipers have been sitting for a little while. Maybe they just needed a wipe on the blades, I don't know, but you're not there to tell. You have to, rely on other people and other things. So they come back with this quote to change the starter, fix the AC, and put wiper blades on it, and I think it was an air dryer filter. Yeah, an air dryer filter. $6,700. So, as promptly said, on your freaking bike, I ain't paying that. That's extortionate. And so they sent me the bill over, the quote, and I sent it to my local Freightliner main dealer in Idaho Falls. I said, have a look at this and let me know what you think. I'll be in there 10 minutes. Email it to them. When I get there, there's a congregation of people round about the computer looking at this on the screen in massive disbelief. I knew what some of the things were. To change the wiper blades, okay, how much do you think? To change 2 wiper blades on a Freightliner Cascadia, $100. To change the air filter, the filter on the top of the air dryer, they wanted, get this, now you pop the hood forward and the air dryer sits right there by the front wheel and it's there. They wanted $200 to change that. So I said to the driver, just get your hotel and we'll load you north into the cooler country. Instead of sending them across Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, load you straight north up onto I-80 and come home. We'll pay for hotels for you every night. Credit to the driver. He said, no, I'm good. Just get me out of here. we'll get it fixed when we get back. Put it into the dealer here to get those things done. Supply and fit a starter motor. Fix the wiring on the AC. There's a wire harness to go into it. Air dryer, wipers. It was $1,690. Okay, $5,000 difference. And we're running. Sometimes we're running 12 trucks, sometimes it's 14, depending on how rich we feel to be able to pay shops to get them back on the road. That's what the difference was. So if you were new to this and you put your truck into that shop and you didn't have anything between your ears, or not even anything between your ears, you plenty between your ears, but inexperienced and not mechanically inclined and not with little idea what stuff should cost, you're gonna pay that. I mean, $5,000 out of pocket for a starter motor and an AC. Ridiculous. When we run across that, I'll bet you one time out of 2 or 3. Roadside guys can be the worst. I will tell you something right now. I run across a guy in Macon, Georgia. The truck lost its air on I-475 by Macon. Sent somebody out to it. He went out. You know instantly when you're talking to somebody whether they're an honourable person. You just know. You know when you're going to get ripped off. You know when you're going to get bent over. You just know it. I spoke to this guy. Knew he was going to be good. His name's Matt. Do a video about some of these guys and put it out there. I think truckers should get a golden list and a crap list as to, for some of the repair places out there. But he went out to it, bypassed the air dryer. It did build air, and we just got the driver into the rest area. It was right before it, and it built enough to get in, got in there, probably need a compressor and an air dryer. Weren't sure about any other things on it. He gave me the bill. He was out late at night. I spoke to him. It was almost midnight for me when he got that done. He told me how much the bill was, and I said, okay, get you paid. And he said, it's late at night. My daughter does all that stuff if they want an EFS, and he says just get your daughter to do it in the morning, no problem. And he knew that I was going to take care of him. I knew he was going to take care of me. Great and rare to find. So next morning, the driver fires it up. The air fails to build, and I called him up, and he said, "Hey, Mr. Tommy, don't send me any money. Let me get to the bottom of this." Never happens. And the guy is fantastic. Come across a guy in California, very same, in Victorville. Excellent guy, young guy, and did the same thing. Took care of me really well. And see, when you find somebody, you save their number like it's it's the winning lottery ticket. You save it. You find a good mechanic out there, you save it. But it's just the biggest con I think that you run across is when they charge you, if they're doing a brake job, they'll charge you. Let's say you've had an oil seal go, and the guy gets out there, and you expect them to do the brakes and clean up the drum and clean up your hub area and stuff, right? So they go out there mobile, they get to your unit, they work on it. On the invoice, they charge you for a case of brake cleaner, carb cleaner, whatever you want to call it. They charge you for that, and then they charge you 8% for shop supplies. What the freaking heck's the shop supplies? brake cleaner, carb cleaner, rags. So if the job's $1,000, you'll get $80 on there. Then they'll charge you an extra whack of cash for the shop supplies that you're already using, you know. I've had somebody try to charge me for the shirt that they were wearing when they were working in the truck because it had an oil leak in the bottom, and they stuck the price of $45 on the bill for a shirt. Mechanics get dirty these days. Dirty. Anyway, pull out here, just pick up my boy. But that's what happens with some of these workshops. If you don't know what you're doing with mechanical stuff, don't buy a truck. Oh, years ago you might have got away with it. Now there are so many unscrupulous places out there, probably one and two. Don't think that it's just the little guy at the side of the road that's going to rip you off. The big dealerships are chronic for ripping you off. Chronic. Don't think that because they're a main dealer that they'll get the elite mechanics in there. Not the case. If you go to Love's, they charge you $150 an hour for a guy that's just out of high school. Sometimes I had a guy show up to do a road call excuse me, on a super single tire that had just went soft. It wasn't wrapped up or blown and wrapped up all around the axle. It had just gone soft. I noticed it when I was getting fuel in highway whatever north of Rock Springs, 70 miles from anywhere. I paid a road call, the mileage, the hourly rate for this kid to come out here who was built like he was 14 years old. And I kid you, this is no lie, I had to take the tyre off the rim and I had to put the tyre back on the rim, and it cost me $1,800 for the privilege of having this kid come out to do that. So that's what we're going to do. We're set to try and avoid this. We're going to have everything going through. If it looks remotely close to being faulty, we're going to change it or monitor it. If it's a tyre that's slightly questionable, I mean slightly, it's off. We've got our own workshop, we've got our own stack of tyres. We're not putting retreads on the trailers anymore. We're running flatbeds, so you really can't. But the reefers that we've got running 5 or 6 flatbeds, 5 or 6 reefers. The reefers we've just historically thrown on a Love's retread. They have been decent, but lately they have not. And I don't know if that's the batches that are going through their factories that are doing them for them. But the con is this. I couldn't do this, but this is what we've had happen with Love's. A guy had a bad tyre in Albuquerque, got it changed. We've done everything we can do, except for get a virgin tyre. We get they fitted a retread. The truck drove from Albuquerque just across into the Oklahoma border. The tyre blew at the side of the road. I said to the driver, see if you can get to the next Love's on the shoulder, get off the road. It's my big belief that you should always try to get off the freeway. So the police pulled him over and said, no, you gotta have somebody come to you. Made him dangerously sit at the side of the road, by the way. So Love's come out after having fitted this tyre. It's the exact same tyre, is gone. So they come out, charges the mileage, the road call, all every bells and whistles. It was their tyre that blew, that didn't even have 500 miles on it, right? So it blows. The guy comes out, fits the tyre, and says to the driver, did you retorque this wheel after you left Albuquerque? The driver said, no. Well, the warranty's void. How's the warranty void on the tyre imploding, falling apart, if you don't retorque the wheel? The wheel's got nothing to do with the tyre in this instance, right? So, but that cost us double. So we're going to be looking after our own stuff, and then when people come through and break down and need a tyre or need batteries or starter or anything like that, we're going to do it. We're going to charge decent rates. We're not going to rip people off. We're not going to hit them with the 8-10% shop supply thing. We ain't going to send out a kid that doesn't know anything and charge $150 an hour. But I think there's more money to be made in running a workshop than there is in running a bunch of trucks. So we've got one, and I'll let you know how this works, whether you're better off having a workshop than you are having trucks. So we'll see. Alright, thanks for watching. Don't get ripped off.